safeguarding Section 42 of the Care Act. 2014 is a legal framework in England that places a duty on local authorities to safeguard adults at risk of abuse or neglect. This section ensures that vulnerable individuals receive the necessary protection and support to maintain their well-being and dignity. A Section 42 inquiry is an investigation carried out by a local authority when there is reason to believe that an adult is at risk of harm due to abuse or neglect. Legal definition under the Care Act. 2014. A local authority must make, or arrange for others to make, inquiries if the adult has care and support needs, even if they are not receiving formal care. They are experiencing or at risk of abuse or neglect. Due to their care and support needs, they are unable to protect themselves from the risk of harm. If these conditions are met, the local authority has a legal obligation to take action. Who does Section 42 apply to? Section 42 applies to any adult aged 18 or over who has physical or mental disabilities, is elderly and frail, has learning difficulties, has long-term health conditions, is experiencing substance misuse issues, is unable to protect themselves due to cognitive impairment or mental health issues. Even if the person does not meet formal eligibility criteria for care services, they still qualify for protection under this section if they meet the above criteria. What happens? During a Section 42 inquiry, once a safeguarding concern is raised, the local authority must investigate and determine what actions are needed to keep the person safe. Steps in the inquiry process. Initial safeguarding concern raised. Concerns can be raised by health professionals, care workers, police, family members, or the person themselves. A referral is made to the local authority's safeguarding team. Decision to proceed with a Section 42 inquiry. The local authority reviews the concern and checks if the person meets the criteria for a Section 42 inquiry. If the case does not meet the criteria, alternative support may still be offered. The local authority works with healthcare professionals, social workers, police, and other agencies. The adult at risk is involved in discussions where possible, and their wishes and feelings are taken into account. Risk assessment and action plan. If abuse or neglect is confirmed, an action plan is created to reduce risks. This could involve changing care arrangements, police involvement, legal actions, or extra support services. Outcomes and safeguarding plan. The inquiry must lead to meaningful actions to protect the individual. The adult at risk may receive ongoing monitoring and support to prevent future harm. Closure and review. Once the situation is managed, the case is closed, but reviews can happen if concerns re-emerge. Support services may continue even after the inquiry ends. Types of abuse and neglect covered by Section 42. Under Section 42, a wide range of abuses are considered. Abuse by others, physical abuse, hitting, pushing, rough handling. Emotional or psychological abuse, threats, intimidation, controlling behavior. Sexual abuse, unwanted sexual contact, exploitation. Financial abuse, theft, fraud, scams, coercion. Discriminatory abuse based on age, disability, gender, race, or religion. Modern slavery, forced labor, human trafficking. Neglect and self-neglect, neglect by carers, failure to provide medical care, food, or shelter. Self-neglect, hoarding, refusing care, living in dangerous conditions. Institutional abuse, poor care in hospitals, care homes, or by care providers. Lack of dignity and respect in institutional settings. Overuse of restraints or improper medication use. Anyone who suspects that an adult is at risk can raise a concern, including the person at risk themselves, family members or friends, health professionals, GPs, nurses, paramedics, social workers or care providers, police officers, members of the public. Concerns can be reported directly to the local authority's safeguarding team, and in urgent cases, the police should be contacted. Outcomes of a Section 42 investigation. Depending on the findings, possible outcomes include increased care and support for the adult, changes in care services, e.g., moving care providers, legal actions against perpetrators, prosecution, restraining orders, additional monitoring and risk management, training for carers to prevent future harm, counselling or mental health support for the victim. The main goal is to ensure safety while respecting the adult's rights and choices. Differences between a Section 42 inquiry and other safeguarding processes. Section 42, Enquiry, a formal investigation carried out by local authorities when an adult is at risk due to care needs. General safeguarding concern. Any safeguarding issue raised, which may or may not lead to a Section 42 inquiry. Deprivation of liberty safeguards, do LS. A separate process concerning people in care homes or hospitals who may be deprived of their liberty for their own safety. How to report a safeguarding concern. Emergency situation, call 999 for immediate danger. Contact 101, non-emergency police. Non-emergency reporting, contact the local authority's Safeguarding Adults team. Each council has a safeguarding helpline. Speak to a GP, nurse or social worker. Report to charities like Age UK or Action on Elder Abuse. Local authorities have dedicated safeguarding teams to handle concerns quickly and appropriately.